crap, I don't have my backdrops. Taking me a little longer. Forgot I'm covering a lot more cases, so we don't really have a whole lot of back. There we go. This will be good for right now. This will be good for whatever I need it for. So I hope you guys are doing well. This afternoon, this is related to the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case. My tripod's not lowering enough. Hold on. There we go. Good gracious. There we go. Okay, we are back. So I was coming across some stuff. You know, I'm doing some research. Don't mind me, I'm eating lunch. Which, if you don't like me eating lunch, you can watch the replay. Just saying, so you can fast forward. Just saying. And I came across an article. And holy smokes, this article is talking about another house explosion. So about 10:30 this morning in Gallatin, Tennessee, the ground shook. It was yet again another explosion. And the reason why I say again, because you guys got to remember when Sebastian's case was first going on, we learned about 11 months ago. Well, this one says 10 months ago. 10 months ago. This was near where a pair of what people thought were Sebastian's glasses found. This happened on Chafin Court. This one here, I can't remember, Cove. It was on Lynn Cove Court. So I did the little map thingy here, and it's 12 minutes away. But the crazy part about this is this is a newly constructed community. And I thought this was interesting because, like the very first one, we were kind of hook, line, and sinker. Now, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, he disappeared when he was 15 years old on February 25th, 2024, and hasn't been seen or heard from since. The next morning, around 6 a.m., his stepfather called a non-emergency dispatch line to report him missing, allegedly while his mother was on three-way muted. This case has taken a lot of wild turns. It managed to wind me up in jail for hashtags. It's been a bumpy ride, just to say the least. It's been a bumpy ride. But early on in the case, many of us, there were a few things. There was this house explosion, and then months later or weeks later, there was a fire at a dump, some kind, like waste dump. And it was right next to second generation construction. Second generation construction is a direct link to Chris and Katie Proudfoot and Cathy and Terry Bowersox. It's a family business. Danny Guy and his son, Danny Guy, own the second generation construction. Well, this new explosion was on a home that was constructing. I don't know what phase of construction it was. I don't know what phase of construction this house was at the time that Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers disappeared. And I don't know if this is intentional or not. And why do I say that? And it's because the one that happened 10 months ago was intentional. Somebody was charged with it. Now, it didn't have any relations to the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case, but you're talking about a community, a really small community of Sumner County. And within a year, we've had 2 homes explode, a fire break out at a landfill or a waste station, and we had the largest manhunt in their history. I feel this is like really weird. I feel like this town has a lot of secrets that People like to settle problems with violence and destruction. It's really interesting, the stuff that goes on in such a small community of Sumner County, Tennessee. So again, this was a constructed home. This was in a newly constructed community. There were workers there. They're building other homes. This might be something as simple as, one of the workers hit a gas line. Boom, you see what I'm saying? It looked like one person I'll be doing a video so you guys can get like the lay of the land on the ground, but one person was taken off on a stretcher. Looked like this person had some significant burns on them. They're hearing that there was a second potential person that was injured, but they haven't heard anything about that and didn't see a second stretcher. They have not heard of any kind of fatalities as a result of this, so that is a good thing. This may never have nothing to do or any type of relation to Sebastian Rogers. But anything that's suspicious that goes on in that town, we're going to talk about it, because I'm sorry, this is weird. This is weird. Kids missing, arresting innocent people, houses exploding. I feel like there's a lot of corruption here. This may not have anything to do with it. It could just be a gas line that exploded. I guess only time will tell. If they can't tell, the news works for the police. So we'll see what comes up. We'll see what comes up. Hey, brown chicken, it's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. They're not even saying the exact location of the house. It's so close to... I know, but it's just weird. I mean, let's think about this. How often do you hear of houses exploding? And we know for a fact the one house that exploded before was intentional. Like, who has, I'm a very handy person. I don't know if I know how to make a house explode. I can hang fans, I can put on roofs, I can put up drywall, I can run mud, I can do concrete, don't like it, tears my skin up. I can do a lot. I'm very knowledgeable about a lot of stuff. But I don't know how to make, I didn't get my education on home explosions, so I don't know what triggers those. But I have to think it has something to do with a gas line somewhere. The last time I heard of a house exploding was at M Lab. Yeah. Yep. But in this county, it wasn't an M Lab. Was it? The one in Gallatin didn't turn out to be an M Lab. So we had somebody actually try to injure somebody by the use of turning their gas into an explosive device, I guess. This happened but long ago. No, CC. This one did. This one just happened 2 hours ago. Well, 10:30 this morning, which would have been 11:30 my time. So it's 2:30. So you're talking about 3 hours ago. This just happened in Gallatin. That's why it's brought up. Because I was sitting here thinking, what are the odds of 2 homes exploding in a small community of Sumner County less than a year apart? Maybe their building codes and their their building inspectors aren't doing a good job. I don't know. I don't even follow this case, but keep hearing wild stuff. Yes. We have a second house. Just happened a couple hours ago, a few hours ago. And of course, naturally, the same questions. I wanted to see where it was located, how far away from the first house. It's only 12 minutes away. This right here is 1. This right here is 2. Oh, nope. This is 2. So this is Lynn Cove. So this is where it just happened, right here. This is the one that happened just 10 months ago, not even a year. Now, we deal with a lot of gas lines and stuff here in Florida. But I can't tell you the last time I heard of houses exploding in my county. Maybe the sock people is passing. I don't know. I keep wondering what went up in smoke today. Sorry, you know I'm going to ask the question. You know I'm going to ask the question because I just don't trust. I trust Mr. and Mrs. E Crimecast and Mr. and Mrs. Car Guy. That's to the extent of the trust that I have of Gallatin and some of the beautiful people I did meet. I trust you guys, but you guys are normal. I wonder if they're the same realtor. I'm wondering if they're the same builder. We're looking for a builder, connect here. Many building inspectors are on the take. Might be. I don't know. I just think of the irony of having 2 homes explode, a missing child, like the biggest missing child investigation in your history, and a fire at the local landfill. All in less than a year. And that's not even covering the other stuff that we don't even know about. Remember, they had a whole corruption protest from a rapper being, in the system or whatever they were doing to him. So it sounds like it's like the Wild Wild West in Sumner County. I'm just saying. This place scares me. I don't get scared very often, right? Like Gary, Indiana for Janiah McMichaels. I'm not going and searching for her. Why? Because it's riddled with drugs and gangs. I don't want to be a statistic, right? And so there's no way I'd ever go look for her, and I feel bad for that, but it's the environment that she lived in that's dangerous. And you know what? I'm actually more concerned about going to Sumner County to search than I am Gary, Indiana, in the ghetto. That's pretty scary. It's getting scary out there, folks. Sure is. They are putting houses up too fast in the area that it's probably due to lack of building inspections. We stopped the building in our area. We're slowing it down. I haven't been part of it because I've been going through some perspectives, because I've been kind of out of the politics, and I go to my county meetings, but as far as the issues that are really affecting my area, I haven't really gotten into. And so I'm trying to figure out how I can be more effective and more impactful. And I don't know, Bullhorn Betty might be moving to Tallahassee, because I think I need to be kicking some ass in Tallahassee, not here in Manatee County, if you ask me. Just saying. I'm kicking somebody's ass. Taxes are too damn high here. Yeah, you gotta stay safe. Yeah, but you know what? I mean, it's getting to the point where I'm seeing Gary, Indiana, a gang-filled, drug-infested area, appearing more safe than Sumner County, Tennessee. That's the problem I'm facing right now. Someone was talking to me about to move there. I don't think so. Listen, I loved the state of Tennessee before I got into true crime. Absolutely loved it. Loved the openness, loved the mountains, loved the view, loved the vibe. For a long time, I always knew that somewhere along the line, I was going to end up probably moving in my lifetime to Tennessee. And this, of course, years ago, you kind of think, but when you go travel and stuff, you find little areas that you kind of just really take a liking to, more so than others, right? More so than others. And that would be the state of Tennessee for me. Until I got into true crime. And the state of Tennessee, from being that ideal, beautiful, serene, peaceful backdrop, holds a lot of secrets and stories that, to be honest with you, scare the crap out of me. When I see Tennessee and I think of safety, right? I think of, you need open carry. And if they do have open carry there, good for them, because you're going to need it. I don't trust law enforcement. I don't trust their ability. It's not I shouldn't say it. It's a broad brush, and I don't want to be disrespectful because there's so many good men and women in the blue. And a lot of our commentary, even though I support law enforcement and always tell people to fund law enforcement, a lot of law enforcement and their mistakes show up on my show. You know, they're debuted. It's not pretty. And sometimes it almost appears that I am picking on law enforcement, which I'm not. And that's why I always go and explain to people, quit making them superhumans. They're human beings that make mistakes, you know, and we need to be able to talk about that. And so some of those conversations could be rough. It can be a little rough because we see things like what we saw with Lester Isbell. That right there makes you almost want to go over there and just pull down every one of those law enforcement officers' pants, bend them over your knee, and just beat them with a belt. I'm sorry, that's how I felt when I was watching that. Like, I just wanted to bend them over my knee and paddle their asses. And it's things like that that give law enforcement such a horrific name across this country. But those people that you see in that video are such a minority. They're such a small percentage of the overall great work law enforcement does. And I think that that needs to be noted. Even with Sumner County, do I believe all the law enforcement in Sumner County are crap? No, of course not. I think that there are some detectives that break the law, trying to uphold the law, because I saw it firsthand. I see a sheriff that doesn't know his ass from his elbow. And I just feel like in this particular community, it's the blind leading the blind. It's not bad officers, it's untrained officers. It's people being told what to do instead of being trained how to handle their business when they're out in the street. And that breeds corruption. That breeds corruption. And then we have this whole situation of a small community. I don't even think there's 50,000 people in Sumner County, folks. It might even be lower than that. And you've got a child missing, you've got homes exploding, and you've got fires at landfills after a child went missing. They're throwing people in jail that don't break the law through DUIs and, good Lord, hashtags from Florida, which I still never understand how they even have the jurisdiction to come here and arrest me from Florida for my hashtags. Still waiting to have an answer for that, but I will get an answer. I promise you that. So where do we go from here? Is this related? I don't know. I think this whole damn place is crazy. Absolutely crazy. If I'm in Sumner County and I was to tell you and you were my neighbor, I'm going to tell everybody that lives in Sumner County, find a realtor, sell your property, and move to a safe place because you're not living in one. This is insane. Think about it. I'm going to leave this with you guys. I'm not going to take up any more of your time because this is about Sebastian Rogers and this is about a home exploding and whether it has any relevance in the case. I don't know whether it does or not. I just think it's awfully hinky that there's family that builds homes and we've got new homes exploding, probably in an area that they may be subcontractors in. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'd like to know what is found and what is not found in that explosion. I always believe that there's answers. Now again, it might be something as simple as a gas leak. Okay? Well, why didn't more houses go up? They're all on the same line. Just saying. Just saying. All right, guys, let me know. Reach out to me at bullhornbetty@gmail.com, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Let me know what you think about all these houses exploding in Gallatin. And not only that, although I'm saying Sumner County, I just want you to understand, both of these houses exploded in Gallatin. Let's plug in, I wish I could. Where's my other phone? I was going to say, maybe I should have plugged in Enoch and find out where in these dots Enoch lies. Because I feel like Enoch's lurking in there somewhere. Just saying. All right, guys. We'll see you soon. We'll probably be in here later this afternoon.